Hello, hello. My name is Diego Chavarria. I am a lawyer, which I'm really dealing now with the floor clause in Spain. I would like to use this video to all the people there, who are interested in having an application against the banks, for applying against a clause or applying or have a claim against the banks in Spain. I would like you to explain in this video what is about, the floor clause, what can be done, in your mortgage in Spain. All right. In this regard, we are looking for mortgages, who were signed between 2002 and 2010. All right. This is the frame time in which most of the banks in Spain mis-sold the mortgages and include a clause, stating that the interest rate will never come down under 3%. Right. This is the main clause I want to stress out in this video. So if you have signed a mortgage in those years and you still keep the mortgage in place, you're still paying your mortgage, you qualify if you have been signing the mortgage in those years. And probably the bank you're dealing with Banco Sabadell, Banco Popular, La Caixa, all the saving banks, Caja Duero, Caja España, Unicaja. Most of the banks sold these mortgages in those years. So the first, parameter you need to have in this account is that the mortgage was signed between 2002 and 2010, right? Then from the list, I sent you before, I mentioned before, maybe your bank is one of the ones who sold you the mortgage. So if you have a mortgage with them, please, you can be qualified for the claim. Second thing is that your mortgage, in the last 10, 15 years from 2008 to 2020 has never come down, and always you will be paying the same amount of amount every month, which is approximately 3% interest or 3.5. But it means that your mortgage never came down, so you have been affected by the interest rate, by the floor clause. So the mortgage has been the same account, and you have been applied the wrong interest. So it means, instead of paying 1%, 0%, you have been sold the wrong interest, which is 3 or 4% in the most of the scenarios. So those are the two things you need to bear in mind when you have a mis-sold mortgage in Spain. If in the case that you have sold your property and you sign off the mortgage in those years, you are still on time to claim if the property has been sold in the last 4 or 5 years, in the last 5 years. So if you have sold your property, you can still claim if you sold your property between 2018 and 2023 at the moment. That's important. If you are still paying your mortgage, you can still claim. If you have paid off your mortgage at the full amount, this is the same case scenario as the floor as you sold the property, which it means you have 5 years since the last payment you did against the mortgage. So you are entitled for a claim against the bank. So that is the list, the checklist, that you should bear in mind is, mortgage signed 2002, 2010, and then, the property or you sold the mortgage you have paid off in the last 5 years. The last requirement is that you haven't signed any document or any agreement with the bank after that, all right? Because that's one of the main points that we want to avoid if we go to court or want to make a claim. So these are the main things. The final thing is you have to be in mind that this could be a huge amount of money if you take into consideration that you have paid for 10 years the wrong interest. So it means at least 200 or 300 euros per month or even more, plus the legal interest. So it means you could, for a 100,000 euros mortgage, you would still be entitled to have an 8,000 euros claim plus legal interest, which is another 2,000 euros. So we're talking about 10,000 euros claim. All right. So that is important to you to have in mind that this is not a small amount of claims. It's all the opposite. It's a huge amount, and you should have into consideration. One of the big problems we have,